Hello, student organization treasurers. My name is Mac Olaker, and I'm the Assistant Director for Student Engagement in the Campus Involvement Center. You'll also notice Josh Greenkey's name on the screen. He also works directly with student organizations, and you'll see his name in your inbox quite often. By the end of this training, we're hoping that you will know how to describe your responsibilities as treasurer, how to purchase items from your account, how to deposit money, about SAC budget request, and how to book an appointment with the CIC. So you can see our agenda aligns with that today. A little bit more about the CIC, or the Campus Involvement Center. We are located in Baker 355 and we're open from 8 to 5 each day. Feel free to always swing by. I'll also show you a little bit later how to book an appointment to ensure we're at our desk at that time. Our online location is ohio.edu/involvement, and that has a lot of different training resources and will connect you to the proper links, such as Bobcat Connect. As treasurer, you all have the fun role of having the fiduciary responsibility for your student organization. You'll do things like collect money and dues, deposit funds into your organization's account within 24 hours. You oversee all of your expenditures, and process disbursement requests, and you apply for Senate Appropriations Commission, or SAC funding, which is the student organization funding source, if applicable to your organization. I'm going to go ahead and jump very quickly to ohio.edu/involvement. Again, this is the hub for student organizations and the Involvement Center. At the top tab, you will see the Student Organizations tab. Here you have your about. There's a finance section that might be very useful to you as a student organization treasurer. Different resources, so you can register an organization, learn about upcoming events, and you can also, the one that I want to highlight is access the treasurer's manual. So everything that I talk about today in this training is also in our treasurer's manual step by step. So you want to go ahead and download that, read through it, and refer to it before you reach out to your advisors or anyone here. You're probably going to find those answers within the manual. I also want to point out our student organization training site. So on this module, there are different modules that you can see. So there's this treasurer's training. There's a few pieces here. I'm not going to walk through how to apply for SAC funding today, but we have a training right here that goes over that. We also have a funds available session. Funds available is how you would look up your account balance as treasurer. And you can see that here in this smaller training session. I'm going to go ahead and take us to Bobcat Connect. So under About and here, we land at Bobcat Connect. Before I dive into that, let's go back to the PowerPoint. So on Bobcat Connect, now that you know how to get to it, you all have access to your organization's homepage, and you will now have access to this Manage Organization tab. That most likely, if you were just a member, wouldn't have existed for you before. I'll jump in that a little bit later to show you the functionalities of it. First things first, though, your account number. So every student organization has a 4-digit account number. You can always find this on your organization's homepage, here where you see account number circled. Your full count string is in the treasurer's manual, or you can find it on Oracle. You most likely will never need to know it, though. There are a few different account types that you will most likely need to know, however. You have a 1.0 account and an 8.0 account as a student organization. So this is important to know if you're applying to SAC funding, if your organization is reserving a room, they're going to ask for your 4-digit account number and account type, if you're renting a university vehicle. So there are a few reasons you might need to know this. So your 1.0 account is anything that's tied to the university. So if you've had SAC funding, a department has given you money and deposited it into your student org account, you're going to have money in your 1.0 account. If you've deposited dues, you've had a fundraiser, or anything that you've taken to Chubb from your members' pockets and put into your student org account, this is your 8.0 account. So all of your student ORGA funds, they do roll forward from year to year. However, your 1.0 account, say you got SAC funding and didn't use it, the university will audit it back into the student organization general account to be allocated to another organization. We will never do that with your 8.0 though. It will roll forward from year to year. Let me go ahead and show you on Bobcat Connect. Say that you are the treasurer of Brick City Records. You'll click into your organization and you'll see that that account number is right here. A few other things before we jump more deeply into Bobcat Connect. You have, income and expenses as a treasurer that you're going to have to track. A few things to note with income: you can't use external apps to collect money, such as Venmo or Square. This makes us sad in the CIC as well, but we can't protect your organization, say if that money wasn't deposited into your student organization account. So you're going to want to collect cash or check and take that to the Chubb's overnight deposit box. That's located on Court Street, and you'll see a little deposit box slot outside of Chubb Hall. When you're depositing money, you will submit a deposit slip with your money. We've showed how to fill this out here. It's also in our student organization treasurer's manual that you can see this example to make sure that you're filling it out correctly. Chubb, the bursar's office, they do have these slips ready to go where you could grab one to fill out, or you can stop by the CIC Baker 355 to grab a deposit slip. So you can see here, you need to fill out your club name, your account number. So there's a case where you use your 4-digit account number, how much money. So currency would be cash, anything like that. Coins would be obviously coin. And checks, you would write the individual's names. That seems a little ancient at this point, but we do still have some organizations that use checks and deposit them. From there, you would tally up based on what you were depositing money for. So if the currency you collected was from fundraising, but Bill and Andrea was for membership dues, you would split those up down here and deposit it. There's a carbon copy of the sheet that you can then keep. Lots of student orgs like to scan them into a Google Drive and save them there. So if they lose the slip, they have it on hand. Here's the more fun part. So finance your expenses. A lot of student organizations, they have money into their account, they get it deposited, and then they're like, okay, how do I actually spend this money? So there are a few different ways that you can spend your money. The easiest is the purchasing card money or purchasing card method. So I'm going to click on to the next slide. So to get a purchasing card, this is essentially a university credit card. And so we can, in the CIC, use an Ohio University credit card, buy whatever you're looking to buy, whatever items, whether you're making a Kroger order in advance or purchasing from Amazon, we can use our university card and later route money out of your student org account to cover that expense. So to do this, you're going to book an appointment with the CIC staff member. So you'll see that I have it outlined here, but just to show you, on the Bobcat Connect homepage of the entire site, you'll scroll down and here you have this option, book an appointment with CIC staff. Once you're there, you can click this use CIC credit card and you can book at a time that works for you. From there, it will book and you'll have an appointment set up. Bring your card or your cart if you have something to purchase online. Please do bring your laptop with the cart already filled, and we will help you make that purchase, that transaction. If you're doing an order that requires a phone call, such as Miller's Chicken, we often have people ordering things from there. Have that phone number ready to go and make sure they're open before you come to your appointment, and we will make that call and provide the payment information. So that's how you use the university purchasing card. We really prefer that method because it means that no money is coming out of your student organization members' pockets. So there's no lag time between reimbursement and the time that they made the purchase. If, however, you do need to reimburse a student organization member using org funds, that is totally fine, and we can also do that. So this requires a disbursement voucher, and a disbursement voucher can be used for multiple things. So if you need to reimburse a member of your org, say they went to Walmart to pick up meeting supplies right before the meeting, make sure that they keep their receipt, because we will need that when we fill out, or when you fill out the disbursement voucher. You can also pay an Ohio University student for a service such as headshots. If you have an OU student taking member headshots, you can do that through a disbursement voucher. You can pay a non-student for a service. You can also pay an external supplier for a good, or you can transfer money to another university or student organization account. So if you're collaborating with another student org and you're splitting the cost, we can transfer money into their account using this form. I'm going to go ahead and jump into Bobcat Connect to show you where to find this. So if you are the treasurer and you're looking for this disbursement voucher, up here at the top, you will click Forms. And you'll see right here, Student Organization Disbursement Voucher. I have a few in progress that I was testing out. So you can see here, it tells you what you can use a disbursement voucher for. And then you just fill out this information. So your org name, your 4-digit account number, the account type. So that's where this applies. We try to explain it. So you'll click which one it's coming out of, and then what type of transaction you are making. So say you're paying an Ohio University student for a service, such as a photographer. You'll click through, you'll want to put in their name, their PID, their email, and the service that they completed. You also put how much you're paying the payee, which will notify Adam Grimm in our office, and he will then follow up with that student to make sure that the correct forms are filled out. In other cases, if you're using, say, you're reimbursing a member of your organization, it's going to trigger a different function, and you're going to also enter that information in. But you will need certain things, such as the receipt that you'll have to upload. So just make sure that you're always keeping the receipt. Another thing to know is if you're paying an external business for a service, you may have to have their W-9 and what's called a supplier information form. So make sure that if you're a little bit iffy on how you're paying somebody, it's normally dealing with people, that you stop by our office if you have any questions. It's also outlined in the treasurer's manual. Another thing that I really want to reiterate is that if you ever get a contract sent your way to your student organization, do not sign it. So email that contract to us, bring it by, stop in the office, but do not sign it. If you do, that means you would become liable if it weren't able to become paid as an individual rather than as an org. And so that's happened before. We've had some bad situations come out of that, and we want to make sure that you're being protected. So never sign a student org contract. We have an entire legal office that will go through that and do that for you. Within the treasurer's manual, you'll also find this chart. It looks a little scary when you first look at it, but it kind of guides you through some of the forms that you may need and that you'll need to upload into that disbursement voucher. If you were paying somebody like a person, say an honorarium, if you had a speaker come in, we would need a W-9, the supplier info form, proof of amount. That could be a simple email that says they want $500, and an honorarium agreement form. So this chart walks you through what you would need in certain instances. So do take a look in the treasurer's manual, and feel free to book an appointment if you have any questions. The last thing that I want to know, I'm not going to go over in this training, but if you're looking to apply for SAC funding, again, that is kind of the funding source for student organizations. It's not ran through the Campus Involvement Center, but we do have a training on ohio.edu/involvement. Let me show you. Under the Treasurer's Training module, you can watch this video to see how to apply for SAC funding. I will go ahead and show you where the form lives on Bobcat Connect and how quickly where you can find that. So let's say you are part of Rufus Fan Club. As treasurer, you are applying for SAC funding. You'll go to that manage organization. It will be this blank page basically that you'll see, but you'll jump into this toolbar. From there, you'll go to finance and you'll go into the top right corner over here, create request, and you want to create a budget request. From there, you'll see this SAC biweekly funding request. So starting on September 5th of this year of 2021, SAC will begin reviewing every other week. You have to make sure that you submit by that Friday before at 5. So anytime they do biweekly funding, it needs to be submitted Friday at 5 p.m. before they review it on Sunday. You'll then click into this application and it will essentially take you through the form. In their SAC training module, it talks about price documentation, and I encourage you strongly to watch their module as that is a very important feature within receiving SAC funding. If you have questions about SAC funding, do feel free to go email sac@ohio.edu. That's SAC@ohio.edu. It's also highlighted right here if you have any questions. Lastly, to receive credit for this training, do make sure to check in so that we can note that your organization has watched Treasurer's training. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me at olaker@ohio.edu or josh@greenkey@ohio.edu, and we'll get you all settled and squared away. To check in, go ahead and get out your phone camera and fill out this survey and when you scan the QR code. Thank you for serving as treasurers. Organizations, they could not function without you. So we really appreciate the work that you're doing as treasurers, and we believe that student orgs are kind of the pulse of this campus. So we're really, really grateful and excited to spend time with you this year. So have a great day, everybody.